So in this video, we're going to talk about how we can use the features of the switch statement to use what's called fall through to handle situations where we have multiple individual values that map to the same case. So here we have a example program, and this program already has a switch in it. And what it does is very similar to the previous switch example we saw where you entered a number and it printed out the month. Here we've modified it though, so that when the user enters a number here, then we assign a string variable the name of that month. And then at the very end, we print whatever the month name is. So let's run this to see how it works. And so there you can see the month is May when I enter 5. So now I'm going to create a new switch. Consider what season each of these months are in. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a string variable for the season. Once I figure out what month the user input, I'm going to use the month name in my switch. Then, if I have January, February, or March, and I'm going to indent these from the switch. So whichever one of these cases hit, I'm going to set season to be winter. So this fall through works because remember, we need a break at the end of our case. If we don't break, then for any of these cases, this line would execute. Now I need a break here because now I need to add the other months. So we'll say that April, May, and June are spring. And I'm going to copy those twice, and then I'm going to go through and change summer and winter. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind with this switch case. First off, I'm using a string as my switch value, not a number, which is what I did in the previous one. And then I'm using the fact that each case continues on to the next case. Really, with a switch, once one of these cases matches, you start executing that case. So the break says, okay, now jump out. If I left this break out, it would set this over and over. And I think actually I do see a mistake. This should be fall. And so now in my print statement, the season is, and we'll say what the season is. So let's see if our code works. Looks like we have a, it doesn't like this because it may have not been initialized. So we need our default case. And we'll just say unknown. And notice this error goes away. So again, a default is like a universal else. If anything above didn't hit, the default will hit. So now let's run our code. Let's say our first month will be 3, which is March. The month is March, the season is winter. I'll run again. I'll try October. October's fall. Let's do it one more time with July, and July is in the summer. So this is how you can utilize fall through to handle situations where you have multiple cases, like we see here, mapping to just one value. And again, don't forget your breaks in your switch cases and always put in the default even if you don't need one.